The great kingdom of Jehovah God, headed by his Son Jesus Christ, is about to destroy all other kingdoms and rule over this earth forever. Because this will require a separation of mankind into two groups, one on the side of God's kingdom and one against Jehovah and his king, the world of humans must hear the warning message and get the opportunity to know about the Great War of Armageddon and all the information they need to make their own personal decision. This is why Jesus Christ has commanded his followers that they must preach the message of God's kingdom. It is not optional. We are under a strict command to do so. If anyone thinks he or she is a real Christian, but refuses to preach the message, he or she will soon hear Jesus Christ say, "Not everyone saying to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter into the kingdom of the heavens, but only the one who does the will of my Father who is in heavens will. I never knew you. Get away from me, you workers of lawlessness." It is lawlessness or apostasy for someone who knows Jesus' command to preach the good news of the kingdom and claims to be one of God's people, and someone who knows what's written in the Bible, to deliberately disobey Jesus' command to preach the good news of the kingdom. Seeing how important it is to obey this very serious command, and that preaching the message of the Bible is not an easy thing to do, we must all do what we can to help one another and support each other in our efforts to carry it out. The Jehovites must encourage one another and try to empower each other to fulfill the prophecy that this good news of the kingdom will be preached before the end comes. To help you to carry out this activity, Empire of Jehovah has produced a number of publications to arm you with the power to preach the message in an easy and convenient way. Our Kingdom leaflet is for members of the public who haven't heard the message about God's kingdom. It is a simple introduction to the good news of the kingdom. It prompts the reader to think about how the world is under human governments, and then think about how life will be under the government of Jehovah through Jesus Christ. This leaflet can be used in a way that you find the most easy and convenient. It can be left in public places, put through letterboxes, or handed personally to people. This leaflet has now been improved with clearer text. We have faded the colours into white around the edges to make it easier to cut. A guillotine or a scissors can be used to cut the A4 print into 4 squares. Borderless printing will be even better, but some printers can't do that, so we are hoping that the fading into white will allow a small margin to remain without it looking too bad. There are also many printing services that could print this out at a high quality for a cheap price. Remember that Jesus did not say, "Do this if you can afford it," or "Do this if you have time." He said we must do it. 1 Corinthians chapter 16 verse 9 says, "A large door that leads to activity has been opened to me, but there are many opposers." There are many opposers, but we will struggle and defeat them, whether human opposers, wicked spirits, or difficult circumstances. When we see the activity through the open door, we push past the opposers and go straight into the activity. Our leaflet, "Will I Ever Feel Better?" is for people who are not feeling as happy as they would like. Again, it contrasts the unhappy life in this world with the much better and happier life that we will have under the kingdom of Jehovah. This leaflet has also been improved. It uses more white, so it is even easier to cut into 4. It can be distributed in the same ways as Kingdom leaflet. Our leaflet 1 is specifically for Jehovah's Witnesses. It is a warning and a rebuke about their toleration of the Jezebel woman and the feminism that they have adopted into their teachings and way of life. The alignment of both sides of this leaflet is slightly different, but it has also been improved, and with a little practice, you should be able to cut it into 4 equal leaflets in a short time. Leaflet 1 can be handed personally to Jehovah's Witnesses, left at Kingdom halls, or distributed at JW conventions and assemblies. The digital file can also be sent electronically. You can find downloads of all these leaflets in the description below. We urge you to download and print out these leaflets so that you can be armed with these weapons of spiritual warfare and fight the fine fight of the faith and successfully preach the good news of the kingdom to all who will accept it. You will also find our Empire of Jehovah magazine on empireofjehovah.org. The first edition is entitled "The World is About to Change." This is a deeper explanation of the world and the future. Anyone who wants to is welcome to print it out and distribute it. And an audio version is available on YouTube. Armed with these publications, we can all obey Jesus Christ's command to preach the message of the Bible. We will also glorify Jehovah and make him happy. In our next video, we will praise Jehovah for allowing Empire of Jehovah to increase in power through the purchase of good quality video equipment. Empire of Jehovah is rising up as an invincible warrior. Our power is growing. And we thank and praise Jehovah our God for all the things he is allowing us to do. Jehovites, you have all the power that you need. What are you waiting for? Get those leaflets in your hands. Get out and preach the kingdom. Preach it wherever you can. Preach it with Jehovah by your side and become filled with the power of the Holy Spirit of Jehovah our God.